Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Church Guys Podcast. I'm Brett, I'm the firefighter.
I'm Quentin, I'm the student.
I'm Craig, I'm the pastor.
I'm DJ, and I'm the IT guy.
And we are the Church Guys.
And today we got a fun episode, well, at least for Brett and I, because we both get to do a little bit of gloating. March Madness has come to an end. Champion's been crowned, as well as the very first winner of our bracket challenge. NBA's moving closer to their playoffs, which nobody in this room really takes notice of. NFL draft's around the corner. We're going to look at that, give an update on the continuing saga of the non-trade of Aaron Rodgers, MLB, Conspiracy Corner, biblical topics, and a lot more.
Let's get into some gloating.
Wait, before we start.
Oh, okay.
Before we get...
We got the winner.
Well, before that, we need to congratulate Brett, as he was the number one.
Hello!
Hello.
The number one person in first place with our bracket challenge.
Everybody give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
There was a lot of research not done.
Just a random pick, huh?
No, okay. So what I really wanted to do, I already said, I wanted to go with every loser. That's what I wanted to go with. That's why
This year it almost worked out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Oh my gosh, did it?
A&M was my champion.
That was crazy.
But that's honestly what I wanted to go. I wanted to go with underdog heavy.
There you go.
But what I did was I went with some that I was like, man, this has got to be a lock. Nope.
They weren't this year, were they?
Not there was
no
hardly
lock
any
It was
this year.
locks.
crazy.
Any
There's
lock.
two locks in this room.
Well,
Uh-huh.
lock them up,
Yeah.
boys.
We're talking about our co-host. Lock.
So yeah, that was
It was a topsy-turvy.
that was the
NCAA
most
tournament.
crazy. I like.
That's why it's called March.
Well, but this year was exceptional that way.
Yeah, it was.
There was not any leader all year.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
And then you get to the tournament, and there really wasn't.
No, because all the leaders got knocked out the first week.
Well, but there
So-called
wasn't
leaders.
a leader all year.
So-called leaders got
Right.
knocked out.
I mean, usually there's three teams that kind of set themselves apart for the year. Houston, but like I told you, watch out. The dude, the Sasser dude, when he got injured, I said, they showed some vulnerability
Yeah.
when he got injured.
Yeah.
Alabama fell apart like
Well, they have a
No.
lot of freshmen. Now they're
Yeah.
gone. Now
they
they're
were,
gone.
they were playing
Like
like
DJ
they had
predicted.
handcuffs on.
Oh, they were
So-
handcuffed.
Hey, but
But before we get too much,
Okay,
Whoa,
easy
what
for
are
you
you
to
saying?
say.
Right.
He's got a little happy here because he's
Speaking of handcuffed.
about to talk about his
Speaking of
team.
handcuff. No, before we get too far into this, we do need to congratulate our listener that won, Radomir Pasovich.
You go, Radomir.
Radomir.
You're rad, brah.
He got his Amazon $50 gift card as of yesterday morning,
Nice.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
even though he had Purdue winning.
It's okay. We forgive you.
That's right.
First round.
Hey, he did
That's
He,
better than
Good for
UCLA,
you,
right,
though.
Brett? Better
He,
than UCLA.
Better than you. That's exactly
Yeah,
right. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So I think he was like 6 or 7 points behind you in second place. My bracket was obliterated from the first round in the first week.
I think
so.
most everybody.
Everybody was.
Radomir, it was just all luck, buddy. You should have had first. I'll give you first place overall.
Big thank you to everybody that participated. I thought that was pretty fun, even though
Man, I think it was great. I think
we
we
got-
should put more money up.
If
I
we
Yeah,
mean,
double
definitely.
the listeners, we double the money.
Yep.
That's what I say.
the
Don't
next.
say that because we're
Hey, if that's going to be the issue, y'all are all chipping in.
Hey, I'll chip in 25
we need to
apiece.
We need to get some merch in. So that'll
There
pay
you
for
go.
it.
The next big
Speaking
thing,
of which, we
the-
have merch coming.
yeah,
Go ahead.
It's on the rise.
we have a T-shirt in the design phase. More on that when it comes into fruition. I think the next big thing we could do is NFL coming around with the season starting. We could do a fantasy football league.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be perfectly fine for me to be number one again.
So, anyways, now on to the important stuff, which is where Brett and I get to gloat. So,
What have you been doing the last 5 minutes?
Gloat ahead, brother. Gloat ahead.
how about San Diego State?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Let's give
No one
DJ
seen
his
that coming
props.
except for
What about Florida
The
Atlantic
DJ.
too? I mean, I don't say DJ didn't get with that, but Florida Atlantic was out of nowhere as well.
oh
Yeah.
And they were all freshmen and sophomores.
dude, I'm telling you.
So I want to do a little fun thing for this, so I can continue to gloat, because I believe it was Quentin
Uh-oh.
who said
Oh,
that.
no.
Uh-oh.
I'll get a fork and
He's
some
pulling the
apple
receipts.
pies.
I believe it was Quentin that said it doesn't matter who you play, And to verify that, everybody hold on to your seats.
I-
Say you got to watch out for Michigan State and also San Diego State, because San Diego State, they've come on.
No.
Yeah, dude. Did you not watch them play?
San Diego State has played Charleston and Furman.
I wasn't
Those are the
lying.
two
I wasn't
teams that
lying.
They're gonna give Bama a run for their
They
money.
haven't played anybody though.
There you go.
To my credit, you are right. But to my credit, was I lying?
Does it matter at this point? Even though they lost in the championship
I know,
round.
I know.
Hey, Quentin, you are correct. They did play those teams.
Yeah, they did play those
No, I
teams.
was saying to my
Everybody else.
credit, they did play those teams. To your credit, you were right.
And unfortunately,
Technology, man.
Hey, I do have some clips saved though, so when I can throw them back at Brett
so
Please.
when Texas wins.
I love technology.
No, that hey,
Eat
all
your
credit. Hey,
words.
I will eat my words. All credit to DJ for picking San Diego State. I will say he didn't pick him to win the championship, but he
I
did pick
didn't.
him to
I
beat
did not.
Alabama, and then he stuck with him. Credit to DJ. I was wrong.
My bracket had them going to the Sweet 16. I did not have them. They surprised even me, because I'd only caught. I work from home, so I have a TV that I get to watch stuff, and
Oh, that's what it is. You don't
and
work.
I got to see a couple
Sound like a
games.
preacher, bro.
Exactly.
I only work every Wednesday and Sunday. But no, I had seen a couple games from San Diego State, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys are all right.
He was on a conference call.
Don't give me away like that.
What conference was it?
But I mean, yeah. So I mean those guys, just them and FAU.
FAU, credit to them.
Those
I mean,
guys can
it's-
shoot. Those
it's-
guys can shoot.
The funny thing about it to me is, like, with San Diego State, they had Bama the first round, so you got all these top notch guys on TV. Oh, Bama's going to walk away with
Well,
it.
third round, but yeah.
And then they were like, we saw that coming. San Diego State's they're a decent team. We saw it coming. I was
They got to own it.
no,
at least.
no, you didn't. I got recordings of you too. I can back them up and show you where you said the same thing. But no, yeah, I had them going out Sweet 16. I didn't see them.
Good for them, man.
Yeah, that was an impressive run. Now, the thing is it's probably, is that going to be the only time that happens with them? I don't know.
With them,
Yeah,
there'll be somebody next year. Somebody other small wonder team come up.
I think next year is going to be a big basketball school win it.
Yeah, I do too.
it's got to be.
A big one won this year.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
UConn hasn't been that
They're
big
still
in
blue
years.
blood though.
I think. Well, you're right. I'd
UConn's
agree
serious.
with you.
UConn,
you're
that's their
right.
fifth
When we were-
national
when you were in
title.
college, we were in high school.
Yeah.
They were huge.
No, you're right. It's
They're not a
been a
Duke
while. It's been a
or
while.
North Carolina.
You're right.
They
though.
got Hurley to 5-year coach ever since Jim Calhoun retired. Calhoun was the man. I mean,
So is UConn back?
Yes.
maybe.
Yes.
Because if you win, who goes there? You go there.
Yeah.
If you're a basketball player, you go there.
Right.
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
transferring, you go there.
Well, is this the,
Because I can see them coming back in 2 to 3 years for sure. Because now you're recruiting for that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this year the portal. I mean, it'll be.
oh, that's true.
they're
I forgot
coming
about
in.
that.
They're
Yeah,
coming in.
it could be next year.
Yeah. And that's
So-
how you set up a dynasty.
I have a question for you, Q.
Well,
the
special
portal.
rules
yes?
do. Go ahead.
You ready for my question?
No.
We'll see.
So since San Diego State unfortunately made it further than the Longhorns did they earn a little bit of your respect, or are you still, because of
I mean,
who they
definitely
play?
earned my respect. I mean, they beat Alabama. How can you not earn my respect if you beat Alabama fair and
SEC
square? You blow them out, actually. You beat them by like 15
Yeah, it
points,
was-
I
it was a
think. So, I
blowout.
mean, definitely earned my respect. If they would have played Miami the Elite Eight round, I think they would have lost just like Texas lost because Miami was not being denied that Final Four, in my
No,
opinion.
Miami was fighting for it.
So, I mean, it depends on which side of the bracket you lay as well. That plays impact. Because
It was a
who did
weird
they play
bracket.
Elite Eight? Who did San Diego State play the
If A&M had a
Elite
better
Eight
seed,
round?
they would have won it all.
Let me see.
Hey, I mean,
What
they
is
didn't play Penn State though.
You
I
hear what
mean,
he's saying. You didn't hear what he's saying. If they play with somebody different in their
that's what. Yeah.
they try to path it. They do try to path it for certain people. There ain't no question.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
see.
absolutely.
They thought Alabama had a cheesy path.
Yeah.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah, for sure. They played.
And so what
Creighton.
happens is
Yeah.
when you upset Alabama, you get the cheesy.
And they only beat them by 1 point.
I heard there was some controversy. I didn't watch that game, so I can't say anything. But
Which
I did
one?
say that at the end of the game, there was some controversy that happened between Creighton and San Diego State. I didn't know.
It was a questionable call.
Some kind of.
It was a last second call. The guy did push him in the back with the forearm shiver and kind of got him off track. And
Yeah.
so I can see the call. I don't think it's a wrong call. But here's what I think. I think the refs swallow the whistle too much in the last minute and a half.
Yep.
Because they're afraid to extend of make that call when it should be made, because it throws a shooter off. the guy puts a small little forearm in his back, throws him off kilter, and the shot doesn't go down, and the ref's not going to call it because he don't want to be booed.
Yeah, absolutely.
This ref had the guts to make the call.
Yep.
And it's like, come on. I mean,
Well, my thing is this: if you're going to call it the whole game and not call it in the last 2 minutes, then that's wrong.
but they're saying vice
But if you don't
versa.
call it and then you call it in the end, that's wrong too. Either don't call it at all or call it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes
That's
and
where I'm
no.
at.
Because yes and no, because in the course of a game, one shot might not make a big difference in the middle of a game, but it makes a whole lot of difference at the end of a game.
Yeah.
And so you got to be consistent, yes, but also a foul is a foul. Just make the call.
Be
I
consistent.
agree.
Just make the call. They're afraid to make the call because they don't want to slow the game down instead of just making the call.
But when it's a game that's got that much on the line, make the call.
Yeah.
And then they got to worry about, well, does it give competitive advantage? Who's to make that call? Why do you worry about competitive advantage? If it's a foul, it's a foul, no matter who's got advantage or not.
Especially in a close game like that.
Because you see them not make a call for like 3 seconds to see who the ball ends up with at the end. If the same team gets it back, they're not going to make the call because the same team got it back. Make the call.
Well, it's like if it goes out of bounds off of the opposite team and they fouled you though, and it's still your ball. Like they say we're not going to make the call because it's still your ball. But it's
Yeah.
like if it's a foul, it's a foul. I mean, who cares if it goes out of bounds or not?
I saw one thing during the tournament that really disturbed me too. Is
You mean
nobody,
besides the Alabama player getting patted down?
that was before the
I
tournament.
know.
That
I was
okay.
kidding.
Hey, they'll rile them up, man.
It was whenever the refs, none of the refs saw who knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah.
And they called a jump ball like they used to do back in the day. They got it on tape. Go look at the tape. They can't look at it till the last 2 minutes. If they don't know,
Yeah.
look at the tape.
Yeah, they should be able to go back and review stuff
I know
more
this-
than that.
I know this isn't conspiracy theory corner.
Conspiracy corner.
Not yet. Not yet.
Is it because they want it to be a little bit rigged?
Oh yeah.
Because
Well,
there's plenty of
there may be
referees
some
that
betting.
have come out.
Oh, yeah, there's-
in the
that
back,
has said
background.
that yes, the gambler or gambling aspect of
Oh, it's
this
In the
crazy.
refs, as a ref.
does control what the ref does.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, I read an article that said outside of the Super Bowl, March Madness is one of the biggest betting seasons.
Oh, I believe.
Y'all know me and refs, okay? We go way back.
Just go back to my high school days, and you'll may catch them on some tapes.
And I'm not. Texas lost again to Miami. Okay, they did. But if one team has 38 fouls and one team has 18 fouls, something ain't
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There is not a team fouling 20 more times than another team in a college basketball game. That just don't happen.
Right.
These are college players. These aren't junior high players.
Well, I agree, and there's just a small bit of disagreement because I've seen a lot of teams that are not fundamentally sound, and
Sure.
they do
Yeah.
foul. They will heavily out foul.
Yeah.
Because I've ref plenty of games where there was one foul on the other team, and they were already 10 plus fouls for the half.
Right.
Because they're just fundamentally not there. Or if you look at it, I mean, the NCAA girls tournament, that one girl just punched that one girl. After the game was over, they're supposed to be slapping hands, punched her in the face.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then LSU versus Iowa or whatever,
Iowa.
Yeah.
she's trying to get in her face,
Yeah.
doing
What
the
they
you
don't
can't
show
see
is
me.
the
see
Iowa
this
did that to
There
that
is
girl did
such
before.
bad attitude,
Yeah.
bad sportsmanship,
Bad blood.
that I could still see that
Yeah.
those the fouls could be
Those
so
fires?
out of.
But I'm
Well,
talking
I'm a fire.
Putting out those fires.
Yeah, putting out, they're starting
So
fires.
this is at the end of the game, and it's like, nah, this it never happened like this
Yeah.
before.
But-
It's
no, I mean, but I
and it
still
happens
agree
in the
with
tournament.
you. Right.
And I'm going, why does it happen in the tournament? It doesn't happen all year.
Right. Well, it's just so one of the things that I was reading, it says how former ref Tim Donaghy conspired to fix the NBA games.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not just fouls either
No,
because it's
no.
dead ball calls,
Shaving
it's
points.
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot of
Yeah.
non-foul calls that you can make to stop the runs
Stop a flow.
and get
I
the ball into
guarantee
their
it.
hands.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it just to look at it, but like, talking about the betting aspect of it, there was so much money riding on San Diego State
Oh, I
that
can't-
if
I don't
somebody
know
would
what
have
the odds would
won,
have been.
it would have been millions upon millions because the odds were just so astronomical.
But that last second shot, bro, that was sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
Oh, against FAU,
Great
that was
shot.
Yeah, that was a good
That
shot.
was money. Literally.
But
they.
it,
Yes, money.
as an as an overall tournament, I mean, this was the most topsy-turvy tournament I have seen in probably the last
a lot
10
of
years.
money was lost
Yes,
in this tournament.
a lot. Because I think it was the last episode that we talked about that FAU was the only double-digit team still in it.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of that, a lot of money was won.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
For the
A lot of
underdogs.
people do like Mattress Mac. You know what he does? And down in Houston, for like when the Rockets are in the championship, he'll go, "Hey, if you buy furniture so many days before, you get it free.
Yeah.
If they win."
Yeah.
Well, they don't win half the time or lose less. So what he does, he go places 2 bets.
Yeah,
Exactly. It
One
covered.
bet for this and one bet for that, and it covers everything.
Right.
that's
no matter
funny.
What. And he knows he's gonna win in the long run, no
The
matter what.
Astros,
Beautiful
he made
business
made
strategy.
bank on the Astros.
Yeah, he did.
winning like
Several
$100
times.
million.
Yeah.
And so you're right. They
Smart.
winners and losers. Who wins? The house always wins.
There you go.
baby.
That's what I was about to say. Controlled for a reason.
But I mean, if you pull it back on like our team level, Brett, I know for A&M side of it, how you feel that they did overall.
Better than they were projected.
Yeah.
I knew that they were a top 25 team going into it. Obviously, if you go back, to the recording.
I mean, we could pull that recording, but that was the year before.
Well, they were this year too. But
They were once. I
Buzz
think.
took them further than
One
they thought
week.
they'd go this year.
I
You
did
know
not
that.
expect them to do this well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They they're losing some big talent, but at least they're getting their name in the mix again. They'll probably go to the NIT next year.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I was
Hey, North
itching.
Texas won that, baby.
I was itching for that
Yes.
A&M Longhorn matchup.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would have been nice.
because it seems like the only time we get that is in baseball,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is still fun, but it's baseball.
Baseball is slow though, man.
It's
But
not,
I-
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
so
the,
slow.
the high impact, high energy.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Them making the
So-
the legs of the tournament like they do
Mhm.
because NCAA set that up.
They
on
saw
purpose.
that. They wanted
Yeah.
that.
They thought
Well-
A&M would beat Penn State.
I guarantee
Everybody
you
wanted that.
If that would have happened, that probably been one of the most watched games.
Oh, no doubt.
all of
Easily.
them.
Easily.
Oh yeah.
So, just a championship type game at the end of the season.
Huge.
Oh man, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be massive.
And that's probably why they had planned it that way. You know,
No doubt.
they wanted that draw.
They do it for the
Oh, yeah.
eyes. They do
They
it
sh-
for
they
the
sh-
eyes.
They should have rigged the game so A&M would beat Penn State.
They could because
They
that guy was
tried.
making
They
every shot he
tried,
took.
man. They
I think
tried.
they rigged it for Penn State. To win.
Yeah.
On a Longhorn
The guy
level,
kept making threes,
Yeah.
man. They couldn't
Ref
stop that
kept
kid
Yeah.
making the
making
shot
threes.
for him.
Zach,
I mean, that
Did
guy
you
was
see
just
that
making
magnet
everything.
going straight into the goal.
Oh, yeah. somebody had
Back in the
a
ball.
somebody had a drone inside the ball every time he shot it. He,
That kid was on
Project
They must,
fire.
they must have took the magnet out when they played Texas because it wasn't going in
There
there.
wasn't
Yeah.
even a ball in our game. It was Project Bluebeam.
so,
Fake ball.
That kid was on fire.
No,
man.
but
Yeah,
back
bro.
to DJs so we can wrap this segment up. San Diego State definitely I think, earned everybody's respect.
Oh no.
oh yeah,
No
for
one
sure.
projected them to be in the Final Four, much less a championship game, and still competed with UConn the first half. I mean, the second half kind of ran away.
Yeah.
UConn kind of ran away with it, which
Well,
they did
it's-
every
it was-
game. UConn was the most
Yeah.
complete team this year,
Yes.
No doubt.
by
No.
far the most underrated.
They got
but
better
best
every
team
game.
every year.
Yeah, and it goes to, I mean, we all watch sports. Obviously, we're doing a sports podcast, but it's that filling out period is that first half. You know, everybody's trying to see what this person can do and what this
For sure.
just filling
Game
out the
plan,
offense and the
game
defense.
plan, yeah.
And UConn was like, "We got this," and then they just come out that second
Dude.
half and hit the
Well,
throttle.
they were a team of adjustments.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at any kind of downtime or losing that they did have, they made adjustments.
Oh yeah,
Well, they were
That's
losing
how
the,
you win.
the first game of March Madness. They were a no-name team. The first half, they were losing like 5, and they came back and beat them by 25. You know,
Oh,
they-
yeah.
like you said, halftime adjustments.
and that's the thing. Like,
That's massive.
during a regular season, in basically any sport, you have those teams where you can look at your schedule like, oh, let's circle that one. That's a W. You can't do that in the tournament because you never know. Your first game could be your last game.
Just go ask Purdue. Play the smallest team in college basketball all
With the-
year.
with the biggest dude,
Yeah.
Yes.
6'7", whatever.
So
his
David
name
did beat Goliath.
He had like all their points.
is. How do you lose that game?
I know, it's
Boy,
ridiculous.
passion, man.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
how do you not just pass it to him, turn it around, take the shot?
Yeah, because ain't nobody going to be able to stop him.
No.
well, they stripped him a lot though. Like they went up under him, and they just
No, I
they
mean,
took
yeah,
the ball from him.
there's a lot of times, tall people that are that tall are uncoordinated. I mean, look at Sean Bradley. He was what, 7'7", 7'8", and was,
He made it to the NBA.
It was still an
though. He was-
all-star.
he
It was still all-
but he was worthless though.
I mean,
I
it's
don't
an
know, I wouldn't
all-star.
say
All-star.
worthless.
He wasn't
I wouldn't
worthless.
say worthless. No.
He wasn't
But-
quite worthless, but that was one goofy
And of
sucker.
course, he's
He
not.
was. He looked like
He's not as smooth as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay?
he looked like a buzzard.
But
Yeah. He
Dude,
looked like
that's
Longhorn
funny.
at championship, like he didn't belong.
I will
Well,
say
at least
this.
we're in the championship, Brett. When was A&M in a championship?
Oh, we can go back and look.
1940 does not count. Troops were being sent.
I will say this about
Sounds like that was when they were in a championship.
I'll say this about Texas before we move on is, and it's only because I watched Texas a little more closely than I watched any other team, and I know you're gonna have those games where it gets scrappy and it gets dirty, but I don't know. Something was off with the Texas team for me this year. It didn't look like Texas, and I know you're never gonna look the same year to year. I get that. But there was just a dirty aspect of their game this year that I hadn't seen over the past couple of years. They had some calls that, I mean, and like I said, I understand games are going to get chippy, attitudes and stuff are going to start coming out. But I don't know.
See,
Which are you referring to?
It was just,
to clarify.
It was the first couple of games. There were guys taking cheap shots when they were throwing elbows around and guys were getting hit in the head. And
Yeah. So I'm not disagreeing with you, but is it the new style of basketball now to be that way?
I mean, I know you got to carry some sort of arrogance and every time you walk on the court, you're the best team out there. But
LeBron has taught everybody to
that's
be a
LeBron.
baby and to cry.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
You look at Larry Bird. That was like probably one of the toughest basketball players that played. That dude was just stone cold.
Talk about arrogance.
Well, yeah, but
he earned it though.
Oh yeah.
He would get punched in the face and then dunk it in your face.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't just a crybaby.
Yeah.
Trash talk is one thing, but to get out there and be a goon,
Yeah.
I mean,
A
like
hoodlum.
just I'm trying to be politically correct for whatever reason, but you're a thug out there, and I mean that's a complete different matter,
Oh, for sure.
And that seems like the play that it is becoming. It's not just tough man basketball where you get a broke arm and you're like, I'm going to dunk it with this broke arm in your face, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, like, because there was fights. There was all the time. There was fights all the time in the old school
Oh
basketball.
my word!
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Hakeem
People don't
Olajuwon and
know.
everything.
Pistons.
They've never watched the Bad Boys of Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They've ever watched
Yeah.
the Bulls and
Oh, yeah.
Detroit go at it.
Old school Dennis
They don't
Rodman.
know what it
I mean,
was, and it's like
Dennis Rodman used to kick people.
it's rough. It's rough. Oh no, sorry,
Yeah.
no, y'all are just soft.
No, basketball's not what it used to be.
now it's like, oh man, is he going to meet him like in the parking lot kind of thing? Like, instead of leaving it on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's a new style. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It was.
So, and that was just my take on it. I mean, like I said, I know, that kind of game emotions are gonna in that scenario. When you're in win or go home type thing, your emotions are gonna get the best of you. But I think it was the game against Xavier, and it was like the first 3 or 4 minutes, and I mean they were just, I don't know. There was a guy that got cold cocked, and it was just because a Texas player had the ball. That like you clear out, you're swinging your elbows, and it was deliberate that you could see he kind of looked back, saw the guy behind him, and he just reared up.
Did they call a flagrant or technical on that?
No, they called a foul on it, but
Yeah.
and it was discussed if it was going to be a flagrant, but they came back and said it wasn't going to be a flagrant foul.
I mean, if I didn't watch that game because I was at work. I do know that if it's a basketball move, I'm not saying I don't know the intentions of the guy. I'm not saying.
No, I
he's
mean, I don't
innocent.
either,
I'm not
yeah.
saying he's doing it on purpose either. I don't know if he did or not. But also, the game is going so fast when you're moving and you're trying to get around.
There's strategy about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not
Yeah.
saying but
Especially
most of the time, I will say refs nowadays call more flagrants than not. We went to the Mavs game like 5 years ago, and Tyson Chandler went for a block and hit the guy. He hit the ball. He went for the ball, but he hit the guy like on the shoulder, and they called a flagrant one. It's like that's not a flagrant.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if they, I'm just saying, refs tend to lean more to that flagrant if they really think it's a intentional foul. But
Yeah. As far as
It was a madness of March.
it was,
crazy.
It was. So you got UConn winning the men's and LSU winning the women's. So
Yeah.
was that LSU women? Was that their first?
I don't care.
I don't either. I was just, I don't watch women's
do
basketball
know-
because it's
I know
not that
that Iowa
interesting.
girl
that
was
Iowa
good.
girl was crazy. She's like Steph
She
Curry.
was the real winner
Yeah.
of the entire tournament.
Oh, she's
she was
solid.
the real winner.
Dude, she stepped back and just whoops.
Yeah.
But she played inside a game too.
Yeah,
Like
she was
not just three-point
averaging
game.
40 points a game
It was insane.
that entire tournament.
She carried that team
That
to the
game before
championship.
LSU, she had counted for 75% of their points.
Oh yeah.
That
Not
girl
just
is a
her points, but
baller.
assists and everything else.
Yeah.
But that they talk about the one with the "Don't See Me" thing with LSU
Yeah.
that blew everything up. She did it in that game.
Yeah.
And then the other girl did it back at her whenever she won. It's like, don't. It's if people are going to do it, they get it back. It's part of it.
Well, I'm just surprised that they don't just nip it in the bud right there and say, okay,
Yeah.
let's end the taunting. Let's just play some basketball because she
That's
was
what
doing it,
it's-
not
yeah.
just like once, like
Yeah.
just a couple of
Oh,
swipes.
she was, and then she was pointing the
holding
ring
it
and
up.
everything.
Yeah, it carried on.
Yeah,
for like
it was
30
constant.
30 plus
Yeah.
seconds, almost a minute. It was
But
just disrespectful.
LSU.
I don't, I said I'm not going to call nobody out. I'm just going to say that's a coaching problem.
You know who the coach is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just that coach either. It's every coach that she's had that's pushed her all the way through.
All of
Yeah.
them. Either
Enabled
one of
her.
them,
Yeah.
whoever it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
and it,
do it.
I mean, it does go to speak to sportsmanship a little bit, but it's the media's making it blow up more so than
I think like Brett said, it's just the era.
yeah.
Because in football,
Yeah,
it's
there's no
everywhere. It's
class.
everywhere.
There's
I
no
can tell
class.
Quinn all the time. I said, don't do that. Go out there and make a play.
You know me dance after I make a touchdown?
Be like Earl Campbell.
Be like Johnny Football?
Hand him a ball. If you get a touchdown, hand him the ball and go back and do the next play. You're supposed to make a touchdown.
Let your game
You're
speak
supposed to
for
make
itself.
a tackle.
Let your game speak for itself.
Well, I think there's a difference between taunting over someone and then just celebrating
Oh,
with your
there
team
is.
and like doing a
There
little
is.
dance.
There
That's
is.
fine.
There is.
But there's a difference between taunting and celebrating.
But when all they
That's where I draw the line.
just like
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl, when you get the interception run all the way back or the fumble run all the way back, everybody has to run down and get their picture made in the end zone.
yeah, that's kind of
That's a
stupid. I
little
get
too
ton of
much.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Well, I was
that's-
like, here we go again. Let's take 50 seconds out of our time just to watch them go to the other end zone and
Yeah,
do a little
yeah.
setup and do like a little golf celebration or
Right.
bowling ball
But
celebration.
hey, I'm
or
an old
whatever.
white guy. What does it matter? That's it. I'm an old white guy.
You said it, not us.
I am surprised in the age of like trying to shorten the games that they do allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is
Have
such
you got
a
a
delay
sticking
of games.
It is a
baseball
delay.
clock for pitchers?
Yeah.
Did you see that the other day? The first guy got called out by the baseball clock
yeah, I
for
saw
the
that.
second game. They rung him up. And it ended the inning. Ended a rally.
The strikeout,
Rung him up.
the strikeout,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machado, and he got tossed after that because he was wanting to fight back with the umpire and said, "You're gone, man. You're trying to argue
There
with
you
me."
go.
Yep.
There's attitude again.
That's the ref fixing the game.
Yeah.
Umpires do it too.
That is fun to see that, just to make a little bit of a transition. I'm enjoying it because people are like, man, this is the fastest baseball's ever gone, and the Rangers kind of been on a streak too.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they have been playing well.
what are they? 5-2, 4-2?
So they're doing okay.
I know they beat Philadelphia back to
But I
back.
remember when I was a kid, man, there was pitchers that pitched fast. And
Yeah.
we got to do the game in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And now they're like forever long going,
Oh.
4 hours.
Gosh. Hey, quit stepping out and fixing your
Right.
cup every 5 seconds in the batter box.
Exactly.
Oh my
They
gosh.
gotta take
Yeah.
a drink.
Where's that rosin bag?
Yeah, and it's I'm not a big baseball guy, but I watched a couple games of the Rangers just to see the pitch clock.
Yeah. You
Oh, that-
can't see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't see it, but I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
In
how-
operation,
yeah.
Well, some-
And
Yeah.
man, I tell you what, DeGrom for the Rangers, holy cow!
Yeah, he's good.
Good.
Because they got that they got that pitch clock out of sight.
Yeah.
I was being.
I feel like they should do it like the shot clock, though.
I do. Leave it in the corner so we can see it.
Yeah.
I wanna
Yeah.
see
I
it.
would like.
well, and one of the stadiums they have it behind the hitter.
Yeah, I saw that. I forget what stadium
I
it
don't
is, but
know.
I've seen
There's
it.
one stadium that has a clock behind, and you can see it says, well, I don't know what is the time for.
20
20
seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it starts immediately, and I saw it, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like he'll throw a pitch, and as soon as the catcher throws it back and the ball's in his hand, they restart
that
the
may
clock.
have been spring training.
It was spring training.
though,
It was
so-
spring training. They had them all behind there so everybody could.
Yeah, I
see
feel
it.
like they should do that at
Yeah,
major league
moved
stadiums,
them.
though.
Yeah.
They moved it.
Well, heck, that's what they got a camera zooming in at the basketball games for the shot clock.
But you know what
Yeah.
it took out? The people don't get this. It took out the catcher getting the signals, flashing signals. So there ain't no more. It took out stealing signals. That's part of baseball. I heard everybody grab out the Astros a couple years ago. I'm going, that's part of baseball. Part of baseball is the guy on second. You get
Yeah.
rewarded because you got a guy on second.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the guy on second gets there and watch it. And if the catcher's too dumb to learn how to throw the signals the right way, that's your advantage. That's always been. Well, they learn the signals. Well, come up with different signals.
But the way the Astros did it, did you see the way they did it? Did you watch the behind the scenes of how the Astros cheated?
That they had the camera in center field.
Yeah. Well, they had the camera, and then they went to the dugout, and they had a specific monitor that was
Oh yeah, I heard about
zoomed
that.
in on the catcher, and then this person would go and tell,
Well, you know
and
what
then
that
you would
is?
hear the trash cans beat, like they'd have
That's
some
a-
code.
That's an MLB problem.
It
dude.
is. I understand. I
sounds like
understand.
that just sounds like home field.
That's
advantage.
using your resources.
Wait,
Hey, man,
no.
You go
Hey,
back to the Cowboys Stadium.
It's
They
a
would open
strategy.
and close. Okay, strategic. They would open and close the the doors to help airflow to come in. So if the Cowboys are kicking,
Because they had Efrain Herrera that could kick 5 miles.
well, I mean, this is before all of our closest to kickers here, but yeah, they would open and close the doors. So if we're needing air, they would let in. But if they wanted the other guy's kicker to kick into the
They
wind,
close it.
they would also open the other.
Oh,
end.
open the other.
So now he's
oh,
kicking
yeah.
against it.
and there's always that stupid like reflection that comes in that They try to make sure the Cowboys
Oh,
are
that's
not
an-
in
well,
the sun.
That's a new one.
That's
yeah.
the Cowboy Stadium. Now I'm talking about Texas
Oh,
Stadium.
you're talking about the old one. Oh, okay. I got you.
Good.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah, they should put some blinds up or
Raphael stepped
something.
in.
blinds.
Well, that's because they still
Stick up there and twist that thing for me, buddy.
That's Sucker B Bell. Huge.
What's that?
You're sitting there hugging it, spinning in circles.
What's that commercial that does the blind that will do the blinds to the senior kid at college? You know the
What?
Oh, I've seen that commercial, but I can't think of what it is.
Call
It's
them.
funny.
Let's call them. Get a quote.
I'm sure you got a sponsorship out there.
We'll send a quote. Give them the Cowboy Stadium numbers. Hey, listen, watch this stuff. This blinds got to come to.
There's going to be that 102nd one up there that's not going to turn right. Somebody's got to get up there and flip it down.
But
Get him
yeah,
on the
so I was watching DeGrom pitch his first game, and
He's good.
he's got 18 strikeouts, but his ERA is 5.5 right now.
Mm.
I think they got to go in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
I don't watch much baseball. We'll probably talk. Me and Quinn are talking about going to a game later.
Yeah,
But
Stephanie and I
this is
talked about
first
the other
time,
night.
just because
The new
we haven't-
stadium.
The new stadium is 3 years old, right? Is it 3 years old?
Yeah, something
I
like
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
Stephanie was wanting to take Hudson, and I was like, well, let's go. They got the new stadium. We can sit in air conditioning. She goes, oh, that takes the fun out. I was like, yeah, the very first time we went to a Rangers game,
I do
We
not want to
sat-
die.
we
of
sat-
heat stroke.
no, it was the middle of July. We sat center field, and it was 130 degrees in our seat.
We're the same game probably because I took Quinn for his, like 30th
Playing Baltimore.
birthday.
Oh,
You're at
my
the
They're
gosh.
playing Baltimore, and who was the guy in center field? No, Beltre. Third
Beltre
baseman
hit
it.
one.
Hit one right where we were to blow our feet to win the
You
ball
can
game.
see it.
We took our cooler with our cooling towels in it, and we still about died. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, huh?
insane.
The last time I went, I was in those all-you-can-eat buffet.
Those are the best
Hey.
seats.
in like
Hey,
right field.
They still got them.
Oh, they do?
They're in left field now.
We're gonna have to do
And
that then.
It's $50.
See, that's
I feel-
worth
I
it
$50
because you can go upstairs, get in the AC, get your,
Oh no,
your
no, no!
drinks
They don't
and
have that.
everything. but-
They bring it to you. They bring
they
you
bring it
chicken
to you, so you
sandwiches,
don't go
hamburgers,
You're spoiled.
all that. Yeah,
so it's the same
$50.
thing, but they bring it to you.
I feel a show
And you get
field
AC
trip.
now.
Well, you're already in the AC. Yeah,
$50.
I forgot about
I
that.
feel a show field trip
Well, we
coming
made-
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our baseball
data.
topics.
Data and such.
check out the theme nights on.
Yeah.
They got different things.
You know the
They usually
other.
have Christian music night
Yeah.
and all that kind
They
of
got a
stuff, too.
good. People.
It's not a Texas Rangers thing, but the cool thing that MLB did this year is for all the rookies they put the MLB debut patches
Oh, you mean
on
so
their
They
jerseys.
got like NASCAR tape on rookies.
Yeah, dude. Oh, sell it. Be like Ricky Bobby's.
I mean,
No, this is-
this guy's not going to get out of the way. Back him.
No, this is like an actual like it's a legit patch. It was on their sleeve. It was pretty neat.
No, that's what I'm
For the
saying.
first game.
All the NASCAR drivers, if you're a rookie NASCAR
Oh, yeah,
driver,
you get that
got
tape.
special tape on the back of your car so the guys know this guy don't know what he's doing. Go
Yeah.
ride him fast.
That's
you
it.
That
know?
or put him in the wall.
There
One of
you
the
go.
two.
That's marketing for me.
So this guy here is the same thing as
Yeah.
a rookie. Let's hit
It's
him.
like,
We don't
it's
know
like
what to
putting
do.
that medic strap on that helmet in the army. Okay, let's
Yeah.
take that guy out first.
Take him out first. You got
Yeah.
no way.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty neat though. I mean, just a
funny.
little thing to identify who the rookie is. Like,
I
hey,
didn't-
this guy.
I didn't even know that.
Sorry, we got out of order there. That was MLB. Let's go to the NFL now.
We did. We did get out of order. That's all right. No big deal. NFL draft is the next big thing. April the 27th, I think.
Correct. End of the month.
So they're starting to shake out.
No, they're not.
No, they're not really.
You're not going to know till the day of.
Yeah.
So I do have a question, DJ.
What's up?
What is Aaron Rodgers doing?
We'll get to that. We're talking about the draft right
Oh, we're talking
now.
about the draft. Okay.
That's all we get to, dude. We don't know what's happening until the day of draft.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean that is true, but
doesn't he also affect the draft?
He should.
he should. But
Yeah,
he's-
absolutely.
he should. But
I heard.
Is there no talks? For
I heard that they're
draft picks?
There
just.
won't be
They're,
till the
I
day
heard they're
draft day.
committing to Love, whether he stays or not.
Oh.
That's what I heard.
yeah,
That's a report I heard.
That's not true. We know that's not true.
that's not true.
I'd rather lose every game this year.
Then start
Why-
you.
and that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. They are saying they're committed to Love, but if he doesn't go anywhere, are you really going to sit a $58 million Hall of Fame quarterback as a backup?
You can't.
No.
You
I
can't.
see it, so.
I'm saying that's what they're saying. That's what the report.
What they're doing is they're holding out for more draft picks, and so it's going to be a draft.
Well,
pick
see, that's
deal.
the hang up with the Jets because they're wanting the Jets' first round pick, which would give the Packers a 13 and a 15. But the Jets are not wanting that. But here's my other question. So
How do you not get a first round pick for him? Who are they going to get as well?
I have no idea.
Especially the Jets.
Here's the other thing,
Yeah.
though. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about this Aaron Rodgers saga. And he brought up a point of why go after Aaron Rodgers if now Lamar Jackson's on the table.
Lamar Jackson on the table.
Yeah. He's wanting out of Baltimore,
He wants out, but he don't even get a choice.
and they're interviewing. I mean, they're taking talks for trades, but the cost is going to be expensive. They're wanting 2 first-round draft picks for Lamar Jackson.
I will say, what's crazy about Jackson is he doesn't have a agent. He's his own agent.
Yeah, that's what's killing him is he's his own agent.
He's his own agent.
And so
Back to the
greed.
ego talk.
Greed.
so here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers, you
And you gotta pay
basically
him.
Aaron Rodgers, you basically get a 1-year rental because he's already said that he's going to retire within the next year or 2.
Maybe 2
So you're paying somebody $58 million for a year.
or 2.
When you have a young quarterback like Lamar Jackson that wants out, yeah, you're going to pay a lot to get him. But in the end, when he comes to your team, you're going to have him for a lot longer. You
The
could lock him
question
in
is-
5 or 6 years, whatever.
The question is, does his style fit what they built at the Jets?
What did they build?
They have nothing right now.
Oh, they have Brees Hall, and they have a receiver. They
That's-
have 2
But
receivers,
they
don't
haven't
they?
accomplished anything.
I mean, they have.
if you get something, it's going to be a couple years in the
Yeah.
making. So that's why I
I
really
think-
don't think that they're going to go with Rodgers. They would
Didn't they
go
get
somebody else and
Lazard?
then
Didn't they get
redefine their
Lazard?
style.
Lazard's not a number 1 wide receiver. And that's
No,
what
but
they're.
they have the
That's
kid
what-
from Ohio State, don't they? At the Jets
I think so.
receiver?
Yeah.
The Jets played pretty decent this year, though.
Yeah, they did.
Without a quarterback.
I mean, they beat the Packers. So there's
Well,
that.
They
This
have
year, that
a-
wasn't
they
hard to
have
do.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
Beating the
Who is
Cowboys.
Garrett Wilson, who I think is a legit number 1.
Yeah.
And then they have McCole Hardman, which is he
Yeah,
came
yeah.
from Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. And they also have Denzel Mims, which he ain't bad either.
Well, see, they're saying that Lazard's going to be number 4 at best.
Well, if that's
the
happening,
only-
then they got a pretty good crew because Lazard's is number 2 probably anywhere else, in my opinion.
No.
So the question
Well,
I've got
Lazard
is
was only a
this.
2 at Green Bay because of Aaron Rodgers.
Here's what they're going to
Yeah.
do, okay? It's going to be a last-minute deal. He's going to go to the Jets. He's going to stay 2 years. They're going to draft somebody this next year in the draft and also have him there to guide them up.
If-
They're
I don't
gonna
know.
go-
Well,
Right.
He doesn't want to be a
That's what's
guy,
gonna
though, does he?
Here's the other thing, though.
I can see that.
I read
What?
this morning that as of today, there's another team in the mix that is looking.
Panthers.
Miami?
You're doing
No.
more than I am on this.
No, you. I don't know if
Dallas?
I don't know if it's just how people like how you have those guys that are like throw stuff out there just to.
It's called clickbait, DJ.
No, I mean this was a legitimate
Oh.
article.
Brookdale Nursing Home.
Yeah, probably should. No, the 49ers have entered the fray.
No.
They're taking a look at him.
Oh, and I saw a meme the other day. It was great. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It was great. It said, letting go of Carr for Garoppolo is kind of like letting go of Carr for Garoppolo.
Yeah, I saw
I really
that.
don't understand that.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
I
got
really
rid of-
don't
So-
understand letting go Carr.
I
For
don't either.
Garoppolo.
I don't either.
That
It's
is
a money-
honestly maybe
it's
a
all
down.
money-
That may
it's
be a
all a
little
money
downgrade,
deal.
actually.
It is a downgrade. I mean, Garoppolo's still a decent quarterback.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
is.
but he's no.
Derek Carr is a Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
Was-
yeah.
was.
So he was. Has anybody picked him up?
Could be in right.
Did he go to
He
the
went to the
Saints?
Saints.
Yeah, he went to the Saints.
I thought he was going to Jets. Sorry. I was kidding. Sorry,
But so that's the thing is now there's a rumor out there that the 49ers are kicking the tires, which I mean because they have
on Aaron Rodgers?
yeah.
I don't know about that.
But the thing is they're saying that the 49ers are kicking the tires, but the
I mean-
49ers won't make a move until draft day.
He could go back home and be close to his parents.
Yeah, I mean he's still got.
You're so funny. Let's give him a round of applause real fast, DJ.
That
Let's
was
give him
a
a round
good
of
one. Yeah,
applause.
we're ready for that one. That was a good one.
like it.
Dude,
It was delayed. There
there it is.
By the way, if anybody doesn't know, he has a rough relation with his parents.
Yeah. But I mean, he still does have like his multi-million-dollar mansion in Southern California. So I mean, he still has ties there.
No, but that's in
One of 'em, I'm
That's
sure.
in San
I'm sure he's got
Francisco.
one over there close to Tampa Bay,
That's
too.
4 hours away.
Yeah,
So-
Tampa. How come Tampa's not in the mix?
Because Tampa decided somebody too, didn't he?
I have no idea.
Who did Tampa? Did they?
They signed somebody this week.
I figured they're going to be looking the same day as draft day to see
That's
if
it.
maybe they
It's a
can
draft day
pull
deal.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they can get a Lamar.
Tampa. Oh, they signed Baker Mayfield.
That's it, Baker.
Which
Well, you're true. I mean, they
they're
did
still
sign
open,
Baker.
but they're still in the mix for iron. I'd say.
Has there ever been a fraud bigger than Baker
Oh,
Mayfield?
man.
That's
No.
poor man's Tom Brady.
Kyler Murray's pretty.
No,
don't you even cuss him.
Kyler Murray's pretty
But
fraudish, in my opinion.
I don't.
He's not a poor man, Tom Brady is.
I'm just ready for this Aaron Rodgers things to be over with.
I'm ready for Packer talk in general.
So, well,
I don't care what happens.
Can you tell? Yeah.
We want them to start Jordan Love, so when we play them, Dak can show them who a real quarterback
Jordan
is.
Love, man. I hear
Oh,
he's
really?
gonna be a
Dak's
top
going to show him what a real quarterback is?
Can you
Really?
hear the ambivalent voice right now? We do not
He's gonna say, "This is how you throw an interception, Love."
Yeah. Come over here, youngin. Let me show you how to throw an
See
interception.
that open guy? That's the defender, but he's open. Hit it.
I want to show you how not to wear your hair.
Yes.
Do not wear your hair like Aaron Rodgers.
So,
Gosh, he has the worst haircut in the NFL.
yeah, he does. It's terrible.
But he owns the Bears. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
He owns what?
The Bears.
I own you. You should have that on your board too.
I thought you meant he owned a bear.
Hey, he may though.
He
I
may.
wouldn't be
Tennessee.
surprised,
What are you
honestly.
talking
Yeah, that's
about?
the bear guards his cave of darkness when he's not there.
Exactly.
In the woods.
Sweat lodge.
So just to run through this real quick, I pulled the projected top 10 draft picks, and it's kind of funny because everybody has their own opinion of who's going number one because Carolina's got the number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have them drafting Bryce Young. Some people have them drafting C.J. Stroud. So
C.J. Stroud's going first.
that's kind of what I think. I feel like
Yeah.
Stroud's got.
Bryce Young is too small for the NFL.
Yeah.
At least in their eyes.
So according to Todd McShay,
Another ESPN crony.
Bryce Young
Yeah.
has so much high IQ, though. I will say, man, his IQ is
I know, he
outrageous.
does.
he does, but
Size.
C.J.
Once he gets hit,
Stroud's got that quarterback
broken,
size.
too.
Well, he's got a longer arm too, I think.
So, according to Todd McShay, top 10 is how it's going to break out. He has Carolina drafting Bryce Young. Houston Texans at number 2 drafting C.J. Stroud.
Oh, that's a death knell.
You want to end a career, go to Houston. Number 3 is
How
going to
many
be
quarterbacks they drafted the last 4 years?
Oh, too many.
4.
at least 4 or 5.
Davis Mills.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Number 3, they got Arizona Cardinals drafting Alabama Will Anderson Jr. Colts taking Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson. Seattle Seahawks taking Texas Tech defensive end Tyree Wilson. And number 6, Detroit taking Oregon cornerback Christian Gonzalez. And then he has the Raiders at number 7 taking Kentucky quarterback Will Levis. Number 8, Atlanta Falcons taking Georgia outside linebacker Nolan Smith. Chicago Bears at number 9 taking Northwestern offensive tackle Peter Skonorski. I don't know how to say that guy's name. And then number 10, Philadelphia Eagles taking our boy Texas running back Bijan
It's
Robinson.
not going to happen. Too high. Never take a
I don't
running
know
back
their
early.
need.
That's the rules. NFL rules.
It's-
Never take a running back too early.
Look what they did to Zeke and the Cowboys. That paid off for us too.
Yeah.
That was like number. Where they? Whenever they picked him,
Wasn't it?
I can't
It was top
remember.
10.
Top 10.
I
Yeah, it was top
remember.
10.
He
7 or
lasted a long
something.
time. His Zeke in his early years was great.
Yeah, his first year, and then he signed, and then he was good.
Just like Dak.
Yeah.
and he was below average.
I mean, I don't.
And I mean,
if
this
he goes
is
to 420, I'll be surprised.
yeah.
I
I've
mean,
seen him linked to Philadelphia. Seen him linked to Tampa Bay
Buffalo too. I've
and
seen.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Does
Dude,
he
if
have
they get Buffalo,
Does
if
he have the talent? Yeah, he's the number 1 running back.
Yeah.
But you don't take a running back early.
I mean, you don't,
There's
but
too many things.
it's not saying that
Yeah.
somebody.
It depends on their need, though. I
Yeah.
don't know what
But
Philadelphia
Philadelphia's
needs.
got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
They got a second one now, about 32, don't they?
No, they have a 20, or you may be right, 30 something. Let me check here.
Yeah, I had it, but I
Either
didn't
way,
closed it.
if they're getting 2, despite where it's at in the first round, they already have a
I know they're
Good
loaded.
team.
They're loaded.
about to get gooder.
I hate this.
About to get
More-
gooder.
more-
In Pastor's words,
I'd
there.
rather do anything except for Philadelphia win anything.
But yeah, so I've seen Philadelphia is projected to get him. Tampa Bay projected to get him. There was one guy from CBS
Cowboys-
saying the Cowboys are going to get him.
He won't fall that far.
No.
They have.
I'd say because Dallas is picking what 25, 20th, 25 somewhere around
Okay,
there.
then
Something like
Philadelphia's picking 2 in front of us.
no, they're picking 30th.
Or 30th.
10 and 30th.
Okay.
And we're picking like 26th, I believe.
Yeah, he ain't gonna fall that far.
No, he ain't.
He'll be the first running back off the board for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it'll be like 20, 21, 22. Because you don't take it that early. If you got that early, you got something you can trade down and make,
Yeah, for sure.
money.
We have 26th pick.
And Philly would be smart to trade down if they want him. You could make some. You could get an extra pick, 3rd, 4th round.
So you could probably, with what they got, they could probably get 3 picks, 4 picks out of the first round for.
oh yeah.
They could sell off.
Oh yeah,
you know?
they got a lot of assets that they could get
So
tons of picks.
who knows? Draft will happen when it happens. That's
We'll
just how it
figure it out when it happens.
works. That's it.
Yeah, and the Packers are going to do what they always do and trade their first round pick. So they've done that the last 3 years. Except, well, no, take that back. They drafted Jordan
They're gonna
Love.
trade their first round pick so they can keep Aaron Rodgers.
It's like We have so many needs at wide receiver and tight end because we've lost pretty much every tight end to the offseason, and they're eyeballing that behemoth from Notre Dame, the guy that's like 6'9", 200 and almost 300-pound tight end. It's all he does is just block.
That'll help.
I'm like, yeah, let's help out Aaron Jones a little bit. But yeah, so I'm excited for the draft. I like watching the draft. It's fun.
It's neat. It gives you some excitement, kind of.
And then it lets you down when it's over. It's like, oh, I have to wait till football starts now.
It gives you that extra spurt that you need because now it's like, oh, all right, now all we got is NBA and baseball.
Yeah.
And we got the spring games coming up as well for college.
When do those start?
Pretty soon.
End of April, I think.
Is it next week?
April 15th, Texas. Tax day. Actually, tax day this year, April 18th, but that's all right. Normal tax day.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Do I hear something coming? Do I hear a conspiracy corner coming up the road?
I think you're correct, Craig. You smelt correctly. It's conspiracy corner time. Conspiracy! I do declare. Let's talk about Trump, shall we?
Oh, that's a mess.
The
What
orange
are you talking
man.
about? 34 felonies.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah.
How desperate
When the
are you?
federal judge couldn't find any.
Correct. The federal judge has already looked at all this stuff and said, yeah, none of this is good, but by golly, let's get a local DA over here in New York to start digging, even though it's already well past.
Yep.
the
Statutes
time
of
period that you're
limitations.
able
Well,
to
actually,
do
I heard the
this.
other day, interesting quote about that, is the statute of limitations stops when they leave the state.
Yep.
And he moved out of New York, and so it kind of stayed on the clock.
So the word that they were talking about was like a consistent deal. So if they're presently thinking that it's consistently committing these crimes, then that can continue it as well as
Yeah.
if they left the state.
But here's what I think. Here's the issue with that. So he paid these people NDAs. Okay, we're going to go back to every Congress.
It wasn't even him. It was Cohen.
Right, I know, but I'm saying, he did it. He
Right.
Cohen
But-
didn't
Yeah.
do it out of his pocket.
He didn't reach in the pocket and say, here you
He
go.
authorized
So
it.
Trump is like, hey, you do what your job is. I'm going to keep going forward. So
Yeah.
Cohen, he pled guilty because that's what all of his lawyers told him to do.
Cohen's an idiot.
And it set him up for failure.
Yeah.
Because now it disclosed all this other stuff, which was just neither here nor there kind of things. But they're picking up on these small things. Well, hey, now we can go after Trump. No, there's nothing there. So that's why he's pleading not guilty.
Isn't his lawyer in jail, though?
Yeah, Cohen.
Cohen's in jail?
No, he has. He's
He
served
was
his
in-
time. It was.
yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
It was
Okay.
some misdemeanor. Wait. A misdemeanor? Oh, okay. We
Okay.
got 34 felonies.
Which is so crazy because the same guy that is prosecuting is also the same person that takes all these felonies and turns them into misdemeanors to where it's nothing against the
Yeah.
As these crowds smash windows in
Yes.
stores
Yes.
and walk out with
Yes.
Gucci stuff all
Exactly.
over them.
Gucci.
Yes.
I'm
Well,
going-
hang on a second. You're assuming that they're criminals because they did that act. How dare you? But yeah, so a lot of talk's been going on. You ready for this?
He's the same guy that put the bodega defender in jail that
Yeah.
was protecting his own establishment. When the guy pulled a gun on him, he shot him dead cold.
Mm.
So according to QAnon,
Oh, no. Is that still around?
it has never left.
Oh, my
It
word.
says the first indictment
I read
unseal will trigger mass pop awakening. First arrest will verify action and confirm future direction. They will fight, but are you ready?
I'm ready.
I
Let's
tell you
go.
what, I watched all that stuff at first, and I went, okay, whatever. And they kept saying, wait, really? He's going to sign us some martial laws coming in and everything? I'm going, oh, come on, people. Y'all are just flat stupid.
Remember the video you sent about the election? How it was like crypto.
Yeah.
What is it called?
They had it all. They had it all done with
Blockchain.
blockchain. And
They,
were
that's what
gonna
they said.
But the problem is none of the stinking ballots were on. They should do the blockchain on the ballots so they know that they're for real, but they're not going to because then they would stop them from being corrupt.
Yep.
Yep.
And they can't win elections that way.
No.
Well, yeah, but this is so there's a lot of talk. There's different talks. There's one aspect of it is now because the Democrats are doing it, they're actually opening the door on them to be prosecuted
That's what I
for
said.
previous stuff.
Yep.
And then the other flip side.
You mean
is,
You mean what? No, a Democrat would never have somebody sign an NDA and pay them money.
Yeah,
would
no,
they?
never.
Come on. I mean, these people are right. These are upstanding people.
Exactly.
These
They
are-
follow the letter of the law that they write daily.
These are servants of the people.
Let's go after old Paw Paw
They
in the
want to
White
make
House.
it okay for minors to have transgender surgery
Oh, Lord.
without the signing of their parents.
Exactly.
What in the right? What is going on in this country?
Right, what?
Not even consider child abuse. Yep. And then they let the resident in chief, whenever he's getting
Old Paw Paw.
having an interview, it's supposed to be talking about the transgender shooting in Nashville.
Oh,
He's sitting there,
yeah.
He's sitting there talking about how he's got cookies and cream ice cream upstairs. I ain't even lying. Well, hey, look at them kids in the back. They look good. Y'all stand up. This is
I bet
the
their hair
weirdest,
smells good.
most pedophilic, nastiest president
I
that
did-
I know of.
I did see, and I got to go home and check it out. That his granddaughter is actually finally going to start talking. Ooh,
Well,
we'll
good.
see.
Oh, yeah?
Well, more? Didn't she already talk in the book, technically?
I don't know.
She didn't reveal
that
too
was,
much
That was the
there.
journal. That
Yeah.
was her book.
Oh,
That was her
I got
journal
you.
that they
Okay.
found.
Oh, it was, okay. So the other flip side is it's a cover. It's kind of like a
What's the cover? The 34
the-
felonies.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
the
I just always want to catch
So,
somebody up here. I
like
knew
a,
where you were going.
Like a false. Thank you for that.
They weren't listening like we listened to you.
Come on, keep up with my OC, my weird brain. Okay.
You got to listen quick.
So it's a cover for what's not being shared
yeah.
on media
Yeah.
with the Russia and Chinese coming into agreement for a new monetary backing system
Correct.
that
Taking
now
down the dollar.
yen, or however you say it, is now replacing the dollar.
Yes.
Yep.
And who is short to follow but Saudi Arabia?
Yes.
Mm.
Already
They're
did.
back. They are in it as well.
Well, I think Russia did too.
Oh, they're all
No,
together.
That's
It's all
what I'm
together.
saying.
It's
Yeah.
Russia
China
and
together.
China
And
were the
Iran.
initial- So
as
they've
well.
already met this. Russia and China's already met it. It's agreed
done.
upon. Saudi Arabia's already coming in. I think that's done with them too. If
Yep.
not, it will be shortly.
Yep.
And then on
So
top
all the
of that,
live golfers are in
other-
trouble.
So what's going to be happening with our dollar as
Oh,
they
it's
are
gonna tank.
plummet.
increasing the interest
Because
rate?
what's going to happen here
It's gonna
is
tank.
this. You ready for it? Get
We're ready,
because
Pastor.
Jesus is coming back. Amen.
Yep.
Amen.
Because they're going to crash the dollar. No, they're going to have nobody. The only reason the dollar's worth anything now is because the government says it's worth something.
Yep,
It's really
absolutely.
not worth anything.
No, we're printing it. It's worth something.
And so
It ain't even worth the paper
we're
it's
not
on.
through. We're not out of ink yet. But so whenever they say, okay, we're going to go to the digital currency, and they call it, honestly, they call it, I've heard this, and I should have done my better research if I'd have known Conspiracy Corner was coming in. Besides, Brett wants to pop it on us every time.
I like to catch you off guard to get you
But it's
fresh
not-
take.
but I
That's
want
all.
to get some research in here.
All right,
'cause
I'll try to.
they
let you
talk
know.
about the rainbow currency.
Yeah.
Mm.
Have you
The
heard
rainbow
about that?
currency.
Rainbow currency. I
It has
have heard this
colors?
on TikTok.
No, it's for real.
I know.
It's
Why
for
are you using
real.
that Chinese
Yeah.
app?
No,
they're hacking you now.
That's exactly what the Chinese, Chinese and Russian stuff is called a rainbow currency. Hello,
It's gonna be a rainbow.
and it's going to
accord.
come in through the digital currency. So you're going to have your government in control of all the money that everybody has. They're already in control anyway.
Sounds like
we just
the mark of
don't
the
know it.
beast almost.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is because they can control what you spend it for.
Yeah.
You can only have battery powered cars. You had a gas powered car, you only get so much for your gas powered car to go. And they don't understand. We live in Texas. Everything is an hour sneaking away. Everything.
Yes.
If you want to go to the park, it's an hour away.
Walmart.
If you want to go to Walmart, it's an hour away. And so you just can't do that.
Yeah.
And so they don't understand that gasoline, petrochemical, is what drives the economy of America. No, they know that.
They understand
and they're
that.
choking us out.
Yeah.
No doubt. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that.
And so you got the rainbow currency coming in with the control of the government to see who buys and sells, and it's here, baby. It's here.
Absolutely. And then if you go check out how this has been going on for years with the RFID chips and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
been going on. It's been piloted in a lot of countries, but
And like at Oklahoma City, down at the bottom of their QT store with the big QT in the bottom of one of the, I think it's the Phillips 66 building in Oklahoma City. They have a convenience store at the bottom, and you just
Yeah.
walk out, and they know what you got,
yep.
and they know what you
crazy.
got.
Yes.
And they're talking about doing it in some Sam's Clubs. I think they already doing some of them.
Well, don't you
So
scan your
there-
palm?
There's other QTs.
That's
yes.
next. That's next.
Well,
That's Amazon
no,
doing that,
no,
though.
that's next. I'm going to talk about that. Just-
Okay.
What you have is correct.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of standalone QTs that are like office buildings
Yeah.
that they have no workers at all.
No
It's
way.
all
Wow.
automatic.
That's
Oh,
what
I've
it is
seen
that
that with the
building.
gate that opens and
There's-
everything.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking
Yes.
about. That's what I'm
And-
talking about.
Yes.
That was
And
the
so
first one.
We're already getting these stores set up. Thank you. Let's push some minimum
Yeah, I
wage
can-
to $15 an hour.
Yes.
Now look what you have.
Because
Out of-
now
out
nobody
of work.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah. They talked about that on the news. I mean, it was talking about how many jobs that are needed or to fill right now compared to like unemployment and everything else, and it's just skyrocketed. It just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Because it's all automated now.
Create this environment.
How many
that-
Yeah,
McDonald's?
and it's-
there's about 4 or 5 McDonald's that are already all they got is cooks in the back.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the front,
Which
and it's all
those are probably going to be
Automated
Yeah,
as well.
when
probably cleaner.
when we went to
But little people at the counter make them clean it back, please. Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
well, and speaking of the QT, when we went to on vacation last year, we went to Mississippi. We pulled into a QT right at the state line, to get gas. I was like, I wanted something to drink. I was thirsty. I walk in, there's nobody at the counter. I was
What in the world?
and me and this other guy, I mean, we were both from Texas because we've been tag teaming back and forth on the highway. We passed him, he passed, that kind of situation, and we pulled in, and
Kind of like a vacation, huh?
yeah, and so I pulled in right behind him at the gas station, and we kind of waved at each other. And we went in. I went inside first, and he come in behind me, and he was, where is everybody? I was like, that's a good question. I don't know. And so I went and got drinks and went up to the counter, and there's this like
It's a
weird
bot.
little platform that you put your stuff on, and it doesn't scan a barcode. It knows it by
just knows.
weight.
It knows. Yeah, it just knows.
It knew I had 2 bottles of water, said the brand of the water,
Let's watch you on the camera. That's what it's.
and I
doing.
was
Well,
like,
it's got little microchips inside of it already.
this is the craziest thing.
Yeah, it's got a little RD chip.
And so then to pay for it, like you didn't have a place to put a card, but if most of those cards have that wireless tap pay now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you had to do. You couldn't stick a card in it because I was watching this guy. He was, where do I put my card at? There's nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
And then somebody behind him who lived in the area is like, oh, yeah, you got to tap it here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't say that. There's no symbol or anything to tell you that you have to tap your card to pay. And that's the weirdest thing. And to get out, like he was saying with the little arms,
Yep.
it registers that you
Knows.
paid.
Yeah.
And then they let you out.
If you don't pay, it won't let you out.
Let me tell you another little nugget here.
It was the weirdest thing I'd ever experienced.
Another little nugget. Walmart self-pays.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hate those.
Every one of them has a camera. Have you noticed? It's got the
Mhm.
thing
It
there.
has multiple
Mm.
cameras.
Guess what they're doing?
Recording you.
They're reading your face, facial recognition.
Face ID.
In some
Yeah.
cases, they're reading your iris,
Mm-hmm.
and they're collecting that data without
Yeah.
your knowledge,
Yeah.
without your permission.
Mm.
And it's going to a place so they know if you, I forgot to scan this. Oh, they know you because they know it by weight and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. It's in there, which is why they say, have you bagged your item? Yes, I bagged my item. It's right here. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's driving me thinking insane, but they're collecting all that data. They're collecting it. Why would they be collecting my face recognition ID?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because they want to get you on camera for later when they're trying to chase you down if you don't take the mark of the beast.
I hate that. Have you checked your item? I watched the guy in front of me one day. He had like a 50-pound bag of dog food.
Ah, I didn't put it on there.
And he was like, he got mad. I mean,
I'd throw it down on it and bust it.
oh, he did. He straight up like just John Cena'd it on the
Yeah.
counter, just bam. And the lady was like, sir, are you okay? He goes, no, how am I going to bag 50 pounds of dog food?
Right.
Sorry if I have missed anything, but I forgot where I took the training to be my own cashier.
Yeah.
and
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting on my paychecks.
Exactly.
I got my holiday coming up.
So with this chip, you can go online. You can get the kit and the implant for $297.
Awesome.
It's already
And
online,
you can
really?
you can connect it to all of your stuff. So you
No
can
thanks.
connect it to
Phone.
your medical stuff, your phone, which your phone is.
The government's going
most
to give it
of
out free in a few years.
I bet so. I bet
You know,
you're right.
now that I think about it, Stephanie showed me a video one time of a family that their whole house is RFID chips.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we use it to. It's used a lot of places that you don't really think about, but we use it at work because it's a easy way to do inventory.
right.
So we have inventory, and we know it's low. We just do a little scan, and boom,
Yep.
we know what's low. And short,
Exactly.
and we can restock it that way.
Well, that's what it was meant for.
It's in daily life.
Well, but also, obviously, all the security things, getting into places, getting into school, getting your
Yeah.
badge at work, whatever.
Yeah.
That's been going on for years.
Hey, it makes it easy, so you don't have to find
It's
your
all
ID.
been setting it up
Yep.
for the end, and people have willingly done it. Not that we're not going to stop it. We're not going to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be aware that, hey, it's here, folks. It's time to get serious about the Lord.
Absolutely.
That's
and,
right.
And to go to kind of keep going with that. So now the newest push is not just the chip in the palm like you were talking
Yeah.
about, Quentin. Now it's called a smart tattoo.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
This is the same thing, except it actually has antennas and it feeds off of your system. They even have a pill that you can eat. That is, it's I forgot what they
COVID
call it,
pill.
a potato, like a potato battery or something like that. Is what? It's
What?
called. So whenever it gets inside, the shell is broke. Whenever it digests with your your whatever stomach acids and stuff. That's when it becomes active, and then it becomes grounded because you're grounded.
You think some people have loose bowels now? What's it going?
Dude, I'm telling you. And it's a live update of all of your body system.
No way.
Wait, does it just stay in there until it comes out?
Yeah.
So you have to like redo it every time?
So they're talking about, what is it, the nanobite?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's potentially in some of these inoculations, or not inoculations, but jabs. I'm not going to call them inoculations. That's what they are. That would help
The thing I didn't
activate
get.
it. And whenever those nanobites are released, then there's control.
I think some of that is the Q crap you're listening to, but
is it?
also,
But is it? So hear me out.
I
In
think some of that
Scripture,
is.
it talks about that there's going to be a great falling away.
No, I know that.
So
I know that.
if
Trust
you
me, I know
are
that.
if you are injected with something that is taking over your mind, like a potential nanobite issue that is controlling your brain, then could that cause the great falling away?
No, the great falling away.
It's
is
already
when people-
happening,
well,
isn't
the
it,
great,
though?
to me, the great falling away is this: when people leave the Bible. I think we
Yeah.
see it. We see it with churches that are allowing in society. When society begins to make a choice, and society goes the wrong direction, and churches accept that
Yes.
into their church
no doubt.
practicing, they're falling away.
Yeah.
And it's a falling away from the truth. In America, we're seeing it, and in Europe, we've already seen it.
Yes.
How people have rejected the truth of God's word.
Well, they don't
And-
know what it says. Even they
no,
have no
I-
idea,
but
let
they're-
alone changing it.
But the earthly the earthly principles are there, and the biblical principles are almost natural principles for people that would actually look around. Obviously, where do you get the golden rule? Well, it didn't just happen out of thin air. It's from the
Yeah.
Bible. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Right? Now, what does that sound like? Oh, that sounds like the golden rule, don't it? Well, that's because it's scriptural, and it's happened, been in that way for thousands of years. Again, let's go back here for just one moment. Okay, we're going to jump into the Bible stuff already.
Let's hit the
Well,
Bible
let's do
stuff,
it.
baby. I
We're out
love
of conspiracy theory and into Christ corner, right?
Christ Corner.
Ooh,
The big
I like
I like
it.
that. Christ Corner. There you go.
I like
so we're getting this picture here is that we talked about this a few times ago, I think. Almost every society has a flood story.
Yes.
Why? But scientists going, well, you can tell us it's not the biblical thing because the Sumerians have a flood story. The Babylonians have a flood story.
China.
The Egyptians have a flood story. The Chinese have a flood story. Why is it? Well, maybe it's because everybody comes from Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who all had a flood story.
It's
I mean,
real.
they don't
China, his name
think-
was Noah.
Yeah.
That is
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
His
pretty
name.
easy
Oh,
to
it sounds
figure
a lot
out.
like Noah, huh?
No, we can't do that. That sounds too close.
Exactly. Yes.
It's Noah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I knew what?
The picture is pretty awesome to see. God's ways are not the ways of man,
Mhm.
but they transcend time, space. They work in every area. They work for every people. And when people turn their back on them, like the children of Israel did, they got punished. Now,
It's falling
when
away.
the Western people are turning their back on God and what's happening to the world. It's gone crazy.
Yeah.
How crazy has this gone? And again, people want to go, well, it's when they took prayer to school. No, it's a little before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can see how that society has slid, and the faster it gets to the bottom of the hill, the faster it goes. And we're at the bottom of that hill.
Yeah.
And not because, here's the picture, the final picture as we kind of wrap this up today, as this. The scripture says, when the whole world hears, okay? Where did the gospel begin? Well, it began in the Middle East, right? And we know that a little bit of it went east. Thomas went towards India, and a couple of the apostles went that way as well. But everybody went west. The apostle Paul went west. Peter was there in the Middle Eastern area. But do you go, well, where did Philip go? Philip went to Egypt, right? Went to south with the guy, the Ethiopian eunuch, right? So we get the picture of where Paul was going west. The gospel went to Europe. You have the huge revivals in Europe with Charles Haddon Spurgeon and Zwingli and those other guys of the past. Then it comes to America, and it continues to go west. And then it continues to go west. And what's past our west coast? Well, the east is where the big revivals going on that were going on the last few years, and where they were in South Korea. They were in the Far East, and it's moving west. Well, guess where it's got to go next? It's fixing to wrap up the whole world.
Yep.
And get there. Our time is near the end.
Let alone technology.
Yes.
Technology is
Yeah.
going to get us there.
All of that. But I'm saying, but you can see how the natural wrap, because, people get saved because people tell people,
Yep. Absolutely.
because they see it and they see what happens and they see people that they know that it happens to. And yes, some people get saved because of technology, but then they tell somebody, like the old Breck commercial. I don't remember Breck. They tell two friends, and they tell two friends. So,
I thought he said the old Brett commercial. I was
Yeah,
like,
I was
you're in a
like,
commercial?
Brett?
I'm famous.
It's that Breck. B-R-E-C-K. The hair shampoo. But the picture's pretty awesome to see that, hey, the whole world's about to hear the gospel from people. And yes, the technology, and we have more technology availability now in our palm of our hands with a cell phone, with the computer, with emails, with the World Wide Web. People are listening to our podcast from Germany.
Yeah.
Greenland and
How
Iceland,
awesome
or
is
whatever.
that?
Shout out.
Yeah.
And so we can see the people all around the world that are able to hear the truth
Yes.
from the church guys.
And to go off of that, there was a couple other things I could have mentioned. Did y'all know that there were some barges that got sunk in the Ohio River that's releasing methanol into the river system? So it's not just
That's real-
trains.
that's real green.
It's ships now, exactly, right? So we can go down that. We can talk about the Nashville shooting, go all that kind of stuff too. But what week is it that we're celebrating this week? Is Holy Week.
Mhm.
Coming about the pinnacle of our belief system was when Christ resurrected. He died and he took our punishment beyond just getting up there and being tortured on the cross. He was beat, well beat, way before that. Then he died, and then he came back and he beat death and rose again. And that is the single most biggest story that we need to be talking about. And there's no conspiracy about that. God loves you, and he died for you. And go out there and find you a church that has a preacher like Brother Craig Locke over here at Willow Springs Baptist Church, Missionary Baptist Church. Hear that truth and know that truth so we can share it with other people, because that is
what makes a difference.
the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
That's the big difference.
We talk about sports, we talk about conspiracy theories, but the most important thing is Jesus.
It's
And we
more
all know
important
that
than
and believe that. And
no
this
doubt.
is just for fun. We enjoy giving each other a hard time. And
Well, we
enjoy-
can stress out about the sports. We can stress
Oh,
out
yeah.
about basketball. We can stress out about football and all this kind of stuff. We can definitely stress out if we're sitting here watching all this political stuff and the media
sure.
garbage. That's very easy to do. But God can take those stresses away because he's bigger and better than everything else out there, and he's still in control.
And it's
Thank
going
you.
according to his
And just-
plan. Going
I want
according
to throw something in real quick, just on a personal note, because of what you just said, Brett. You all know the situation that my family has gone in for the past month. Being a Christian, you know that you should have faith that God's going to take care of things. And
Absolutely.
to say the last month, I have not had that faith. The human side of me, the male side of me saying that I can fix this has taken over a lot. And Satan uses footholds like that on a daily basis. And he locked into me on that, saying, you know what, you got it. Just you can fix this. Don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about faith. And I have never felt more physically affected by something than what we had gone through the past month. And now that it's over, looking back on it, it was like, you knew that God was going to step in and take care of it. I'm saying this to myself. You knew from the beginning he had something planned out already. You knew he was going to take care of it. Things like that, it I don't know, it's hard to verbalize because you see it in action and you look back on it, and then you think about Easter and what God did, sending his son. And it's like, why do you do these things for me when I continually, on a daily, hourly, minute by minute basis, screw up and doubt doubt the powers that you have?
Well, yeah. Every single second, whatever, you're sitting here breathing in a breath that was just designed for you to breathe in. You know, your body was so designed that he's sitting here and we're taking that for granted itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not even our airs to breathe. You know, it's God put this out here for us, and we need to thank him for every moment, for sure, especially the big ones.
And God cares about everything,
Oh, yeah.
not
That's
just
right.
the spiritual part.
Mhm.
Everything, it's a spiritual. No. He cares about everything.
Absolutely.
It's hard to learn, ain't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's a lifelong process.
being
bro.
40 years old, you'd think I'd learn that by now, but,
No. It's a lifelong process.
Well, hey, if y'all have any questions or anything, I guess y'all can email us, right?
They can email us. Should be able to message us on the Facebook page as well. One other thing we're doing is I'm actually setting up a website for us so they can send emails from that as well.
Okay, there you go. That'd be great.
We have too many platforms now to manage through Facebook, so we're going to branch out to an actual website that'll have links and all that kind of stuff.
Sounds
Very nice.
It'll also have a merch link eventually. So,
be nice, man.
Get your shirts.
but yeah, you can reach out. We do have our email address is on our Facebook page, as well as messaging through there. So any questions, prayer requests, anything you guys need, reach out, and we'll get back to you.
Especially if there's a sponsor out there.
Well,
wants to lose money.
Let me have one more second here, just because I think it's great.
Go for
You
it.
said just reach out. That's the one thing I think that even this Nashville shooter or whatever else comes along, there's never a problem too big that God can't fix and that you can't trust him for it, but you got to get the right help from it. Not that she didn't get the right help, but that again, the picture's pretty awesome. There is some things that we have to answer for in our life. And that's why he died on the cross for us, which is where we come back to. But reach out for help. Reach out for truth. Reach out for some answers. And
Definitely not alone.
no,
Absolutely.
Any fight
No,
that you're
not
in,
alone.
you're never alone. And that's why it's really important to reach out into a Bible-believing church. So
If you try to fix it yourself, you're going to feel alone.
Oh, no doubt. That's how you get out of quicksand. You got to have that extra
Lay
helping
down and
hand.
roll, right?
Spread out. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for listening. Stay tuned to us. Subscribe. Tell some friends. Advertise for us. We'll take that. But most importantly, hey, seek God, especially this Easter time. He did it for you. He did it for us, and we don't deserve it. So thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Amen.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Hey, thanks for joining us on this week's Church Guys podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Join us in a couple of weeks where we again look at the NFL draft. It's getting closer. We'll also have a conspiracy corner brought to us by Brett. And also we'll talk about some great biblical topics again, looking back on Easter as well as what God wants us to move forward with in our lives. What a great week. We hope you have a great time. And remember, Jesus loves you.